So 1 week ago, I got home from work, delighted that a political shift has occurred in this country, and that we are going to have a president and vice presidential candidate that, while religious, at least have made very public and well thought out, well spoken statements regarding the importance of the separation of church and state, as opposed to McCain and Palin, who were pretty much just sucking up to the evangelical rights, religious rights stances on issues. And I was delighted that my own state of Washington passed a death with dignity law. Basically that a person with 6 months left to live has access to assisted suicide now, that they can end their life in a manner of their choosing, and hopefully painless way if they so choose. That it's their decision and it's not God's decision when they pass. I was delighted that as a nation and as a state we got a little closer to a secular nation, a truly secular nation, that we moved towards individual rights, and we moved away from kind of an unofficial theocracy that often governs aspects of our country. But when I got home, what I found out was that pretty much anywhere that they had an anti-gay marriage law in the books, and somewhere I believe had a law about only married couples can adopt, to basically cut homosexuals and others out of the ability to raise a child. I mean, it's that much better apparently for children to stay in adoption centers and orphanages than to get raised by someone other than the traditional family model. But all these areas where anti-gay marriage laws were passed just shocks me. I mean, how can people not understand that this is a simple matter of civil rights? One person's rights end where another's begin. And gay marriage does not affect your rights. You have no right to deny people gay marriage. And you have no right to dictate your religion upon other people. And I mean, this is pretty much an issue that purely comes down to bigotry and religious beliefs. It's just shocking. I mean, and the thing that, saddens me is there have to be a few people at least that voted against these initiatives that are deeply religious people, that actually believe gay rights is wrong. And these people still voted against these laws because they at least understood the nature of our nation, the nature of civil rights, the nature of the separation of church and state, and how it protects both. But tragically, the majority of people in these states do not understand this. They do not understand why we have separation of church and state, I guess. They don't understand why we have civil rights. And they pretty much pissed all over both ideas. Just heartbreaking. It seems like it's ever America's nature that we take 2 steps forward and 1 step back on progress. So, my thanks to those who voted in opposition to these laws, those who stood up for the values that this country is supposed to stand for freedom, and of course, a hearty fuck you to everyone that voted for them. People that can't understand that they have no right to legislate their religious values, that they have no right to tell other people what they can do when it doesn't affect them in any way, when it doesn't affect society in any way, when it doesn't harm anyone. So, You know, one thing that breaks my heart is we as a society will progress. One day, homosexuals will have these rights. And one day the people that voted against this will go down in the history books alongside the people that tried to legalize interracial marriage, to the people that stood in opposition of slavery, or opposition of anti-slavery movements. One day history will mark down the bigots for who they are. And it's just tragic that so many people apparently are eager to go down in history as the people that tried to legislate bigotry and theocracy. That's all I have to say about that.